My able professors, yesterday we saw the functions of management, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. We took planning and discussed a few things there, including the meaning of planning, the tools or methods used in planning. And I think we ended our discussions there. I was expecting the Gantt chart in your WhatsApp pages, but so far none of you has submitted anything. I don't know if you were confused or it skipped you or you just didn't want to submit. Let me get some reactions on that because none of you had prepared a Gantt chart for me. Yes, Prof. Na.
Sorry, it skipped me.
Okay, so it skipped now. Josephine.
Deputy Smith will skip me.
Well, then I guess it skipped all of us, because I didn't put it on the platform, so no problem. So let's move on. Today we'll look at the steps in planning and then benefits of planning and challenges of planning. So my able professors, steps in the planning process, steps in the planning. If you have to plan, you have to follow certain steps. Like the way if you are cooking, you have to follow some steps, okay? So since we've discussed this some time past during the presentation, can I get reactions from professors on the steps in the planning process? Prof. Washa, go ahead.
Step 3, the first step is determine the goal.
Okay, so Prof. Washa says the first step is to determine the goal. Okay, so that's the first step, determine the goal. So what is this point or this step about when we say determine the goal? Prof. Enam, can you assist us in the first step, determine the goal? What does it mean? Okay, let me call on Prof. Janelle. Prof. Janelle, the first step, professor says determine the goal. Okay, I think somebody is typing the point in the chat. Let me hear from you, Janelle. What is your understanding of the first step, determine the goal? For those who, for some reason, cannot talk, should type in the chat. Yes, Janelle, go ahead.
So please, you determine the objective of the business.
Okay. Okay. So Janelle is hinting us that setting the or determining the goal means you set the objective you want to achieve. And I think yesterday I indicated that the objective could be the target you want to achieve, right? So as simple as ABC, the first step, as you have all indicated, is you determine the objective. Determine the objective. Or better, so you can say set the objective. You set the goal or objective. So that's the first step. So here, basically, what you do is to outline what target do you want to achieve. Is it about making profit? Is it about increasing sales? Okay, you have to give us that specific target you want to achieve. That's the first point. Now, the second step, Augustine Akoli, I saw you typing that. The second step, what do you do?
Say.
Please state the second step. What is the second step in the plan? Yeah.
Say please. Say please analyze the environment.
So analyze the environment. Okay, so professors, when we are doing analysis of the environment, what are we doing, or what are we supposed to do in this second point? To analyze the environment. Today I want my professors to talk. Prof. Mora. Prof. Enam. Prof. Mora, go ahead.
We are supposed to gather and analyze data on the environment.
Okay, awesome. So analysis of the environment here simply means you are gathering data. Okay, you gather data and analyze it. So gathering and analyzing data. Those are the major things you do, right? So you gather and analyze data. Okay. So it's like you collect a lot of data, both internally, externally, particularly looking at things or factors that may affect your stated goal or objective. So the second point is, after you have set the goal, you need to gather data about it. So for example, if you want to increase profit by 70%, that is the target. The next you have to do is to gather data. So what data do you need to be able to, as it were, increase your profit by that 70%? Maybe you need to check how much, you need to gather data on how much you sell in a day, in a month, in a year. Okay, what prices are customers willing to buy more? You need to gather all this data and analyze it. Now, in so doing, you move to the third point, and the third point is to do what? My professors are giving me the steps. So, okay, Portia is always in the mood, and I love that. Always in the mood to share. Okay, I see Prof. Na. Prof. Na, please share with us.
Please identify alternatives.
Prof. Na, can you increase the volume a bit?
You identify alternatives.
Okay, so identify alternatives. Identify alternatives. Thank you very much. Who would elaborate on this point? Identify alternatives. Augustine Akoli. Oh, okay. Prof. Paddy Ezekiel, would you elaborate on this point for us? Prof. Paddy Ezekiel. Okay. I think today my professors are having Microsoft microphone issues. Okay, Prof. Paddy has stated something. Says Say, please, how to do it in a place like the environment or area? And then he asked, have no idea. So, Professor, you are confusing me. Okay, so the third point, identify alternatives. You have set a goal. For example, I want to increase profit 70% by the end of the year. After you have gathered information, okay, the next thing is to look at other possibilities. Okay, so you are looking at other alternatives here means you are looking for other possible options, right? So if I don't increase the sales by or profit by 70%, could I also look at reducing cost? Because if you reduce cost as well, your profit will definitely increase. Or would I look at selling more? Okay, so you begin to gather these various alternative course of actions. Okay, so if we want to increase sales 70%, okay, do we have to produce more, or do we have to produce less and increase the prices? So you see that these are various alternative routes you can get to your goal. For example, let me give a common one so that we can all relate to it. If your goal is to buy a shoe, of course, you gather information or data about shoes. Maybe you gather and you find data about Nike, Adidas, Puma, etc. Right? As you gather these data, you begin to think about it. Are there no alternatives? Instead of buying a shoe, I could get a slipper, or maybe I won't buy the shoe, I'll rent it. Okay, so you begin to think about other possible outcomes. Okay. And that is the identification of alternatives. Now, when you identify these alternatives, the fourth point is you evaluate these alternatives. So you evaluate the alternatives. So like I indicated, the alternatives are different courses of action, right? So you have to evaluate each of them. You have to evaluate each of the alternatives. So by that, most of the time, what we do here is to do cost benefit analysis. You weigh all of the alternatives and see which one will be more efficient or will be more cost effective, right? So after evaluating these various alternatives, the possible thing or the next thing you will do is to now select. You select the best course of action. So you evaluate the alternatives and you would come to select the best one, the best alternative course of action. After that, you develop a plan. And yesterday I hinted you about what a plan is. You design a proposal, okay, of your strategies to achieve this or to pursue this course of action. Okay. And then you go ahead to implement it. Implement the plan. And lastly, you evaluate and review the plan. So these are the 8 steps in the planning process. You set the objective, you gather and analyze data, you identify alternatives, you evaluate the alternatives, you select the best course of action, you develop a plan, you implement the plan, you evaluate and review the plan. Let's follow through the process we went through in planning for SHS. I'm sure you set the goal that yes, I want to go to one of the best schools in Ghana, right? So you stated that goal that I want to go to maybe Wesley Girls, or I want to go to St. Augustine's or St. Louis or Holy Child or whatever school it is. So you set that goal. After that, I'm sure you gathered data about the schools or the school you have made a choice about. So some of you are thinking, okay, so as for St. Augustine's, do the student pass? What courses do they even run? I'm sure you did for Wesley Girls as well, if that was your goal. Now, after gathering the data about the specific school,
Okay.
I'm sure you also thought about different schools, which is the alternatives. So you decided, hey, if I don't get Augustine's, okay, well, I could go to Ade School or Infansipe. So that's where you decided, or you started identifying the alternatives. And I'm sure you evaluated the alternatives as well. You pick Ade School, you check. Ade School, they say the boys are stubborn. Infansipe, the teachers are too strict. Okay. So after you have done all the evaluation, you now selected the best course of action. And definitely that is okay. I want to go to Ade School, or I want to go to Infantipe, or I want to go to St. Augustine's. So you made that final choice after evaluating the alternatives. Now, when you settled on the best choice, you went ahead to develop a plan, which is you started reading your books because you want to get the grades to make up for this school, right? So you developed a plan. Okay, if I want to go to Infansipen, then I have to get one in English, one in science. Okay. So you designed a plan to score the grades to be able to, as it were, come to your school of choice. Okay. And after developing that, I'm sure you went ahead to implement it by writing your BEC, filling the what do you call the computer play system, whatever portal, by choosing that school as your first choice, etc. You implemented it, as in you put it in action. And I'm sure finally you are in the school and you are evaluating whether your plan worked or didn't work. So for those who obviously didn't get that ultimate best choice or best course of action, would evaluate and see that they deviated in their implementation of the plan, right? And maybe going forward, they will not have the opportunity to plan for the same thing again, but maybe going to university, they would apply the lessons they learned during the evaluation and review. So I hope my professors appreciate this planning process. If there are questions, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So please don't forget it all, because they can ask you to outline the various steps in the planning process. So please remember it. And I've given you a scenario that will help you remember this thing, right? Okay. Let's quickly look at the benefits of planning as well as the challenges of planning. Today, let me see. I think I have all my professors here. So we are going to do it ladies versus gentlemen. The ladies will give me the benefits of planning. The gentlemen will give me the challenges of planning. I hope that is fair. How many gentlemen do I have? Abubakar, Augustine, Apolli, Paddy, and yeah. Oh, only 3 gentlemen and about. The ladies are plenty. Okay, so which of the group is going first? I think the ladies will go first, right? So ladies,
Yes.
let's talk about the benefits of planning. Benefits of planning. But all the ladies will talk, not one person will talk for all the ladies. So, Prof. Portia, well,
Say,
I open the floor for you to quickly organize yourselves and give me the points, ladies. Okay, so Portia, if you are ready with the first point, you can give it to us.
say please goal setting.
Okay, what is goal setting as a benefit of planning?
Goal setting helps the organization to move forward. If everyone is working together, that is fostering unity of purpose and with a view of um the view of getting the same the aim of achieving the same objectives. Yes, it's
Okay.
kind of benefit of planning.
Okay, now let me use this opportunity to alert you on how to state your point easily to get all your marks, right? So, for example, they ask you to state 3 benefits of planning. As direct as possible, make your sentences short and self-explanatory. So, for example, if you are asked to state benefits of planning and then you write number 1, goal setting. Okay, if I'm the examiner, I'm going to really give you, if it is 3 months, I'll give you like 1. Why? Yes, I'll give you 1. The reason being that goal setting as a phrase does not necessarily connote a benefit of planning. You would have to explain it before it will make, what do you call it? It will make a lot of, as in direct reference to the benefit of planning, right? So it's better you put it in a way that makes specific indication of the topic. So Prof. Portia would have to modify the goal setting. Okay, we are looking at benefit of planning or the importance of planning, right? I think Portia wants to add a comment. Go ahead.
Okay, say goal setting as a benefit of planning. And goal setting is like establishing specific and like achievable objectives that you want to execute to help benefit the business.
Okay. So let me take you to your manual and again alert you on certain strategies you can use to get your points right. Okay. Sometimes when you read the books and the manual, you have to be smart about how to couch your points to easily win your marks. Okay, so let me go there because that goal setting is stated in the manual, right, as one of the benefits. But because they went ahead to explain it, it makes it more. So the point I'm making is if you are asked to state a point and then you just indicate goal setting without any explanation, it makes the point lack the necessary ingredient to warrant a full mark. Okay, so this is how I advise my students to do. If the question is state and explain, then of course you can go for this option of 1 goal setting and you go ahead to explain that point goal setting. But if the question is state, outline, then make your sentence more direct and specific. So let me show you how I do that for this particular one. So when you read the point, goal setting, a business organization can achieve its aim and objectives by setting clear, specific goals. These goals provide direction, focus effort, and serve as benchmark for measuring progress and success. Setting goals ensure that everyone working on the project in the department or within the organization is aligned with common objectives, fostering unity of purpose. All these things they are saying. The simple thing here is that planning, one of the importance of planning is that it fosters unity of purpose. Okay. So if you are telling me one of the importance of planning is that it fosters unity of purpose, I'll mark that correct and give you the former. Again, if you tell me that planning ensures that teams or people working, Portia, I would come to your question. Okay. Planning ensures that people working on a project, okay, are aligned with common objectives. I would mark that correct and give you the full mark. Okay. If you tell me that planning enhances or provides direction, focus, and also serves as benchmark for measuring progress and success, I'll mark it correct and give you the full mark than if you just write goal setting. Okay. I don't know if I'm making sense to my professors. I would only mark goal setting and give you the full mark when you go the extra mile to explain what this goal setting means. Okay. So Portia, let me hear from you and we'll continue. Yes.
So say, please, are you saying that the explanation you've given here, we can just pick few lines from it and you give us our 4 marks?
Exactly. So under exams conditions, when you are asked to state or outline a point, especially for courses like BM and some of the theory, state requires you not to explain too much. State means go straight ahead to the point, right? So if you are asked to state the benefit of planning and you write goal setting, sometimes you lose mark for it. Okay, because goal setting without any explanation doesn't create a direct understanding of it as a benefit of planning. Okay, so that was the point I'm trying to make. But if you look at this point, frankly, the benefits of planning includes one, fostering the unity of purpose. Okay, and why is planning helping in the area of fostering unity of purpose? Is because in planning you set goals. So even when you are asked to state and explain, to me, I feel that when you write, it fosters unity of purpose. Then you go ahead to say, as the first step in planning is to set goals or target, this target becomes the common agenda for all team members or workers, fostering that unism of effort towards achieving such a goal. Okay. So you have to be very smart in couching your point and explanations during exams. Okay. That is what I wanted to alert you on. Yeah. I see another hand up. Is that from Portia again?
Setis, can I ask my question?
Yes, ask your question.
So if maybe this is states benefits of planning, you shouldn't just write goal sets, but write this in a sentence form. Like the meaning, like a summarized meaning of goal setting.
Yes, that would be better. Okay. Or better, so if you really want to stick to the setting of goals, you could say planning. So planning helps to set goals that foster unity of purpose. Okay, in that, if you state something like this, it makes it more more direct, more specific. So you are saying that planning helps to set goals that foster unity of purpose. I think if somebody reads this, you will get more meaning out of it than when you say one benefit of planning is goal setting. Because goal setting in itself means you are setting goals, right? So how does it benefit us? So you might have to go to the extra mile of telling us how goal setting as part of planning helps the business. Okay, so that's the point I'm making there. So in that same point, we can see that planning also provides direction and serves as a benchmark for measuring progress and success. For measuring progress and success. Okay. Okay, so any other point from any of my professors up to the benefits of planning? The ladies especially. The gentlemen are waiting too. Prof. Janelle, yes, go ahead.
So please, it helps identify potential risks and develop strategies to reduce them.
Okay, please take your time so that I'll type it. It helps to identify potential
risks
and
and develop strategies.
Okay, to manage them.
To reduce them.
Okay, to manage them. Let me pick the manage. Awesome. This is an awesome point. Self-explanatory, straight to the point. Okay, this is better than when you write, say, risk management. When you say risk management, you'd have to go the extra mile of explaining, right? So if the question asks you to state or outline, try to put your sentences in direct and specific form. But if the question is about state and explain, then maybe you can use the option of risk management, then you go ahead to explain. I hope that is clear to my professors.
Yes, please.
Great, okay. Shall we go to the fourth point? Yes, Prof. Josephine.
It enables efficient allocation, minimizes waste, and optimizes resource utilization.
Exactly. So planning enables efficient allocation and utilization of resources. When you state a point like this, it makes it more meaningful. Prof. Na?
Planning advances the integration of different functions and activities, enhances effective communication, and helps in directing the efforts of teams and people.
Okay. Wow. In fact, that is about 5 points in one big point. So I may have to pick some few points. Yeah, Prof. Bridget wants to contribute, and I'm itching to hear her. Prof. Bridget.
So planning helps to allocate time effectively.
Planning helps to do what?
Planning helps to allocate time effectively.
Okay, to allocate funds, effectively. So, Prof. Bridget, that will be embedded in the allocation of resources, right? Because the funds or the money is also a resource. Thank you for that. contribution. I really appreciate. Prof. Vero.
Sir, it helps you to define the specific choice you need to make.
Okay, so it helps you to plan or outline the specific choice to make.
You need to make.
Okay, thank you. Interesting points from my professors there. I'm very grateful. Okay, so now, professors, let's meet in the next session, and then the gentleman will talk to us about the challenges of planning. So, gentlemen, get ready. In the next session, you talk to me about challenges of planning. Our ladies have done well. I think they deserve some applause. Let me clap for them. Awesome. So let's meet in the next session for the gentlemen to also prove their worth. Okay.